Good Sunday morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Um, and you're having a grand weekend. Today I just posted up in the Ned McGreevy Discord. Good morning, Brother Jack Dawson. Happy Sunday to you, buddy. Great to see you, brother. There's a new version of, or an updated demo of Strategy Baseball on the McGreevy Discord. So I posted it. It's in the other games section of the Discord. So you'll want to download that and install it. It's kind of a bug fix type thing. So no new features, but it's definitely one that you want to get. And Crash asked me to upload it. But I'm going to show you guys the install steps, so that way you don't have to go through all the hassle of, downloading all the faces, logos, and ballparks again. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to show you a sneak peek. Now, this is a very early version of a new baseball game from Crash, based on a classic baseball game. Still got a long way. Still got a ways to go, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see it. Actually, it's going to be very cool once it gets fleshed out. A bit more development to it, some game options added, but we'll get to that. Okay. Hey, there's a picture of David Field, just because I like to have something up in the background. So I've got to remember to add this to my ballparks. So anyhow, I suppose we should get into it there, boys and girls, and cats and dogs and everybody else like that, yeah? And we'll probably also go over a little bit about little comments about comments and stuff like that. Check in and see what the pardon the pun is, what the pulse is of the community concerning payoff pitch, both if you bought it from Sideline Strategy or from Steam, and maybe finish off with a game. Who knows? I don't know, man. These things are always in flux. You know that. So yesterday, I know Baseball Maelstrom put out a "It's Out" video, and as did I. So please do that. I rarely ask people to check out my videos or anything like that, but if you're new to the game, check mine out, and also check out Baseball Maelstrom. Baseball Maelstrom has done a ton of work in this. Also, Dave Gardner, as far as payoff pitch. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and RGL Network is no, I didn't. I was watching it, man, and I actually left a comment in there. So, and my comment was, and I know you're not going to go back and look at your chat. I rarely say hi in your chat because a lot of people don't say hi back. So, but when you had 2020 up there, I had put in there because I know, Robert, that you use Action PC Baseball for your season research, and what a lot of people seem to have not understood there is that Action PC Baseball has a 2020 sort of what if season that's completely fleshed out. So that would take care of lineups and schedule and all that kind of stuff. But you were still, you were working, it was at the point of your video where people had said that you had allegedly misrolled either the black or white die. But you'll see the comment in there. So I definitely did not miss that. I think it's fun. Yeah, but I was trying to let your folks know, your network know, and I think that one just completely flew over everybody's head because they were so engrossed with what you're doing on the screen. But it's there, so I mean, and you know what? That's thank you, Robert. So for anybody out there, if you're doing 2020, so if like Robert, you're doing it inside pitch, or you might be doing it in, I don't know, whatever baseball games. And if you do like Robert, which I'd love to have, which do I like of those seasons? Well, that's a really good question. So obviously, I mean, 1957, just because I'd like to see. So I'm going to pick two, Robert. I know I've got to vote for one, or I would have had to vote for one, or whatever, however. But I would have to say 1957 and 1996 are the two that I really, really, really like. 2020 it would be fun. I think maybe if you, and here's what I was going to ask you. I don't know if you've ever done it, or man, I would be absolutely chuffed if you would maybe come on here sometime and share your screen and show people maybe just how you use Action PC Baseball as a way to do your. I won't forget to vote, brother. How you use Action PC Baseball for your research. I think that would be really, really helpful, my dear friend, because with Action PC Baseball now allowing manual entry as well, so going from so going from a cards and dice game and using a digital game as a board game companion, I think it's the other side that I think would really, really interest people as well. How you use it for research. I think that's brilliant that you do that. I really, really do. And I've actually used your strategy with Strat Max and stuff like that. With a chinwag a while back. Yeah, but the way this community is, the way this community is, man, saying, hey, go back and dig through the videos ain't gonna happen. But, let's wait. We'll wait till after, when you're ready to go on, your hiatus and you're settled down, give your voice a little break and everything. If you wouldn't mind, I mean, just even a quick cursory overview would be amazing, brother. It really, really would. I'd appreciate it. And again, I don't do this stuff to build my channel. I just think that information needs to get out, and I've always, or it's bad grammar. It needs getting out. It needs disseminating. There we go. Better grammar. I think that what you're doing and using Action PC Baseball as a research tool is incredible. And I did I think it was Friday night. I did a whole deeper dive, I should say, into Action PC Baseball and the incredible, staggering amount of statistics that you get for a replay project. Now I know you're not using Action PC back the other way to housekeep for you, and that's cool. But the way that you use it to research, to set up your seasons, I think it would be. There's a lot of people out there that play Action PC Baseball. I think there's more cards and dice players that play Action PC Baseball than play out of the park baseball, which makes sense to me, especially in lieu of the new manual entry addition to Action PC. All right, thank you, Robert. But let's let you get done what you got to get done, and everything like that. And I know that you also need your hiatus, so maybe I'll reach out to you sometime and say, hey, what works for you for even a little half-hour thing? Because I find the process super cool, super fascinating. But anyhow, guys, so by that serendipitous thing where people were bringing up, well, 2020, how would you extrapolate this? It wouldn't work. It's like, yeah, Action PC has it. So just do it. I'm not sure. I think, are there any other games that, I don't know if there are any other games that deal with 2020 that way, but Action PC Baseball, I think because of the batter pitcher analysis tool and stuff like that, and the way their algorithm works, I think it works really, really, really well. So if you want to play the 2020 season in cards and dice, but you have Action PC, see what Action PC has done with it and structure your season replay on that one. Yep. So, but yeah, I was there, brother. I was there. I don't want to miss those. I know which one I'm voting for of the two that I picked, and 2006. It's funny because when I was at your show last night, I was thinking I don't know a lot about the 2006 season. 2005, I do. With the White Sox breaking their drought. But I'm going to bring up 2006 and look around at it just because maybe before I cast my vote, just in case. Yeah, I do. I know the Pirates weren't good yet, but yeah, I might have to look at 2006. 2020, the only reason that one doesn't interest me is even though, that I know that you would do a grand job of, doing that what if season or however you would try to structure it. To me, my feelings about 2020 baseball is although the season is part of baseball history. If I had my druthers, what they should have done was what your New York Mets were doing. And that's how I first found out a little bit about MLB, the show, and what it could do. So, quick story before we get into updating strategy baseball, so you can enjoy this picture of Navin Field, which obviously is AI generated, and I think did a good job. Missing a left fielder, but I've learned that AI doesn't do ballparks very well yet, which is really funny. You get some weird results. It can do all kinds of incredible things, but it's just not there with ballparks yet. But I like the grainy look to it, and it looks all right enough that I would actually use this in a game. Because I love the old buildings out there, right? But anyhow, so it was 2020, and I'm like jonesing for baseball big time, right? It was like everything was shut down. And I happened to find this channel, and I don't know whether it was the official New York Mets channel or whatever. Hey, Mike, welcome in, man. It's my new neighbor over there. We're going to be getting together soon. Today's just not the best day for that, but Mike and I now inhabit the same hamlet, if you will. So it's going to be really cool to meet up, hang out, talk some baseball, drink a few brews or whatever, and yeah, man, it's going to be great. Can't wait. Um, and I'm watching like, what the hell? And then I did a close look. Like, wait a minute, this isn't. These aren't. This looks beautiful, but it's not an actual game. And what the Mets were doing is they were broadcasting just Mets games, right? As they would have been played. So remember, this is April of 2020, and everything shut down, and it was really super cool that the Mets did that. I think they're the only ball club that did that. And so I'm looking at that, and then it was later on that Legends and Steve Tate had told me, "Oh yeah, you can play that game in manager mode." I'm like, "Really?" And yes, you can. And just a reminder, the only reason I don't do that one on my channel is because I really think that's Legends' will. That's his baby, and I think for me to go on and like broadcast a game and MLB the show, I don't want to do that. I think that's his unique territory. So I have done in the past where I just let the two announcers that are in the game do it, but it's after about 3 games, you've heard everything those wankers have to say. So when I want a good broadcast, I'm going to stick with baseball for Windows. But yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and let's do this. So I temporarily have a bunch of icons up here because I'm doing a lot of work with a bunch of different baseball sims and stuff like that. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do then is you're going to download the zip from the McGreevy Discord, and I just called it Strategy Baseball New. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to go into wherever you installed that previous demo of Strategy Baseball, and you want to move these out of here. So your Faces folder, and the reason I say you want to do this, and what makes this different than something like Action PC Baseball, is everything is already sorted into decades for you. Okay, so move those out of your directory and then uninstall the demo. Okay, step 1. There you go, out of the way. Step 2, unzip Strategy Baseball. And you can get rid of the old zip files if you want. I just named mine new. So let's just do that. Now I'm using 7-zip, which I think 7-zip is an incredible de-archiver. It's even better than the classic WinZip. And it's free, and it handles every type of file. You can even do tar files for Mac. So 7-zip, I find, is really wonderful. So it's going to create a directory on my desktop called Strategy Baseball 2026 Demo, and then I just put in the new. Okay, so there we go. All right, it's in there. And then if you want to archive your You want to archive this, of course, just upload it, Google Drive or whatever it is you use. Okay, step three, right? Step three. Now you've unzipped. Look for that directory you've created. Open it, and this will remind you again, if you want, just important to read for installing, is that the game expects there to be no presence, no existing directory of Strategy Baseball. Okay, and again, this is really, it's not a large program at all. Okay, so let's go ahead. It's 632 megabytes. Modern hard drives, that's nothing. Okay, let's set it up. All right, there we go. And of course, you accept the agreement and next. And then we're going to create a desktop shortcuts. All right, and let's install it. And it's going to be extracting to, by default, Strategy Baseball on your C drive. Okay, so just so you can see that it's going to be installed there. Just right click, right, and then let's go to show more options. Oh no, we just go right to properties right here, and you can see there's your directory, Strategy Baseball. Okay, so it's installed and it's here, but don't open the game yet. All right, next step, you've got to go into your File Explorer in Windows, and this is the last thing you really got to do, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Okay, go to Strategy Baseball. All right, and then go to Source. Now you're going to notice here your faces; those are empty. This is just really the reason I'm doing this is to save you guys from having to re-download all this stuff. Okay, again, there's no need to. All right, so, and you can see I have them over here. So all I'm going to do is highlight faces and logos and parks. Hold Shift to delete. That's a nice little shortcut, because if you move things to the recycle bin, they're gone, but they're not gone, and you end up wasting hard drive space. So Shift Delete automatically bypasses recycle bin and takes care of them. So get rid of those. They're gone. And then take these three and move them into that directory. And Bob's your uncle. There we go. Let's look at logos. Logos are in there. Parks are in there. I need to add a lot more parks to this game. But anyhow, or just, whatever. And then there are faces. Okay? And you're ready to go. So and let's go ahead and bring up Strategy Baseball. Not this one. I mean, Strategy Baseball. There it is. Boom, boom. It's gonna automatically run as administrator, and that's fine. So we're in the game. There's nothing to load. Oh yeah, there is actually. It did save these. So the reason why, if you do it this way, it's gonna save these. So let's go to 2015. All right. And we're definitely in there. And there we go. There's Mark Reynolds. His picture's in there. And I mean, this game's ready to play. It's ready to play. Let's go down here and let's look at Robert's New York Mets. Okay. Ballpark. There you go. There's Citi Field. Ready to go. It's just good to do these little checks. Okay, let's bring up David Wright. There he is. David Wright's player card, real life stats, and his smiling face. Strategy Baseball's ready to go. So one of the sort of bug fixes that he did, and you're not seeing it yet because I'm going to have to play some games, is, if you guys remember, when I on the program, there's a thing called program, which is, I think, one of the most brilliant parts of this baseball game, is you kind of get a preview of the game. You get a lot of stats broken down that are germane to each of the teams that you're playing on any given day. So they're home and road won and loss records. They're all kinds of stuff. So that video is not that old, so you can refer to it if you wish. Either that or I can show you again. So there was a little bug fix like that. It's a kind of workaround fix, but it definitely works. And there was one other small little fix that had to do with the exhibition mode, but I think only me and like probably one other person and I actually play the exhibition mode. The exhibition mode is fun, but that's it. So just go through those steps, and you're ready to go. And if you don't want to do those steps, just get rid of the old demo, download, and then just re-download all the pictures and stuff if you want to do that. But I would suggest just save your pictures. So your photos, faces, and ballparks. Photos, logos, ballparks. Just save those two out onto your desktop and maybe archive them up there somewhere. And Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle, baby. Bob's your uncle. So, all right, now let's get to the other stuff. And I'm going to try to, I don't know how I'm going to do this without the thing echoing like mad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down my system volume, and let's go ahead and exit out of this game. I'm going to turn down my system volume. Please let me know quickly as you can if you can still hear me. There's a reason why I want to do this. Because the next game I'm going to show you, there's no option to turn off the sound. So just let me know, Beatles, we can hear you. Da, 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 da. As I'm singing a Beatles thing and massacring a Who song, actually. Tommy, Tommy, can you hear me? So if you can hear my voice, hopefully then we'll be fine. We'll be after showing you this new prototype. This is a prototype, but I'm waiting for a yes, a no, an affirmative, as Newt says in Aliens, or what have you. Waiting. On my end, it's showing that signal's going out, but I don't know if it is for you guys. If not, I'm going to have to put on my headset. Blah. I don't feel like putting on my headset to do this, but I will. So just waiting and seeing. And, yep. Of course, if you guys can't hear me, you'll say, hey, where's the voice? What's going on? What are we doing? So we'll see here in a minute. All we hear is Radio Gaga. Radio Gaga. Somebody please just, do you hear me? Do you hear my voice? Do you hear me? Da, 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 da. Let me type this in. Do you guys hear me? Yeah, there we go. We'll see. Maybe more folks read than listen. So, all right, cool. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you hanging out here in Limbo Land. All right, so Crash, it was about a week ago or something, said, hey, working on a prototype of another game. And so what you're going to see, you're going to say, oh, wow, this looks like the old freeware version of strategy baseball. And it makes sense. He's using the interface that for that, I mean, of the old game, but this is not strategy baseball. So he has called it Stat Pro Baseball. The sharpest among you will understand what he's doing right there. This is not yet available. This is in a prototype stage. But this is Status Pro Baseball. How about that? So Stat Pro Baseball. And right now we're just going to play it for free because that's what this is. Okay, so right now, again, that's going to look similar to the, to the splash screen or whatever that you have in strategy baseball. All right, this does include a manual, which we can look at. But let's go to new and let's see what's on offer here. So this is just going to be historical replay. It looks like this is something, actually Crash told me he sort of is resurrected and working again. So every season from 1962 up to 2011. Okay. And it looks like this is Status Pro Basic. So don't get your knickers all excited there, gents. This isn't Status Pro Advanced as far as I can tell. All right, so let's pick, Robert's here, let's pick 1969. And let's go to next. All right, and we'll just call it 1969. And human-owned team. I'm going to select the Pittsburgh Pirates anyhow. Doesn't matter. Okay. I don't have any player photos in here yet in this directory or anything like that, but you can. You can put that 3 batter minimum if you want. And you can have a pitcher's good and bad stuff option. Let's turn off this extra inning ghost runner. That's bullshit. I'm going to leave everything unchecked. I just want to show you what's in the game. And hopefully Crash will keep developing this. Okay, importing everybody from 1969. And preparing the rosters. And everybody's thinking. And we're there. So we are there. And let's look at our game options. There we go. You know what? I can turn my screen sound up again if I want. I'm going to disable sounds. So unlike the other games, in this one, you got to go to game options. And I suggest you disable the sounds. This is using the old sound set from the original, the freeware version of Strategy Baseball. Do yourself a favor and just disable these. They're too loud. Okay. I'm not going to get auto sign player photos because I haven't put anything in here. So it's going to look very bare bones to you guys. Okay, let's go ahead. And I'll leave the screen transitions on just because they remind me of what I need to do. Okay. All right. So basically this is structured the same way interface-wise as Strategy Baseball. So if we go to games, all right, we've got San Francisco and Atlanta, Los Angeles and Cincinnati, Yankees and Senators, and the Pilots at the Angels. Hey, there we go, a game in the air. How about that? But let's do L.A. and Cincinnati. Okay, I guess we're just going to be watching this game because the Pirates aren't playing on this day. But that's okay. You can kind of see what's going on. All right, so here's the main screen, and here you can see. And again, hopefully, as Crash continues to work on this, again, what I would do is I would make these, again, white on light blue, just not the most optimal combination for colors. If you want to keep that blue, maybe you could put black in there or what have you. I mean, it's still readable, but whatever. Okay. I can click on a player and I can look at his status pro card. Pretty cool right there. And you get just some basic 19, whatever season that you're doing, stats for him. Okay. In this case, we're looking at Alex Johnson. And then these are going to be the stats that are going to be going on during your replay. So both Major League and then sabermetrics. Bunch of sabermetrics here. War, Woba, Ra, Abher, Xer, runs created 27, RP, R plus RBI divided by bats, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. So being able to look at the card is really, really cool. Okay. Beyond that, because we're just kind of watching this game, but let's walk through this, okay? So first you have all your steal options, none, steal second, steal third, steal home, and double steal. Hit and run, sacrifice and squeeze, no or yes. Runner holds a third, send runner home when you have a runner on third, options, okay? Hey, Ron, great to see you. Bunt for hit. This can be used once per game per batter, and when none on third, batter must be OBR A or B to attempt. Okay. Infield positioning is right there. Really, really, really nice. And by the way, speaking of that, when Paul Fay will release the next pocket pennant run, one of the confusing bits about pocket pennant run was trying to remember what to do when you declare it infield in, and I offered a suggestion on how to have that happen, and I'm happy to say that Craig Harris has implemented that into pocket pennant run baseball. So look for that. So for this, you can of course infield back in and corners in, and then of course guard lines when when applicable, gentlemen, when applicable. Okay, intentional walk. If you just want to intentional walk the batter, just click yes and go. Pitch around, no and yes. Runner on third, optional defensive play, make play at home or retire the batter. Okay, down here, all the kind of chart stuff, which the charts are going to come up here in a second. There we go. So the charts are included in the game, and there they are. So we are looking at the out chart, the Z chart, or what have you. Okay, so there is that. All right. And of course, you can autoplay the game, show your box score, but we're going to go ahead and execute the play because we are only just looking at the game. Ron says, stop by to say hello, wish everyone a great day. On your way to your grandson's 5th birthday party. That's awesome. We'll catch a replay when you get home. Ron, thank you for coming in there, cousin. Do appreciate you and enjoy it. These are moments in life that you definitely want to cherish, and those transcend baseball. All right, my friend. Okay, so again, I have sound turned off. I suggest that you do this. This will auto-assign logos, which is kind of cool. Okay, yep. See us all live next week. Live with Ron Jobst. All right. So let's go ahead and execute this play. Oops, there we go. All right. And it's doing what it's doing here, I believe. Hang on a second here. Click, press to execute play. I may be missing something here. This was working earlier in the week. Meh. So probably just because this is a fresh install, or I could have hit a little snaggeroonie here. That could be. Let's go ahead and restart this again. Let's watch the game now because I was doing all those shenanigans. Okay. Because I'm just watching the game, so I'm not really. Oh, there we go. Execute play. All right, so here we go. Phil Niekro pitches to Ron Hunt. Batter attempts bunt for hit, and he grounds out to DDA. Score that one 2-3. So down here on that fast action card, we can see that entire, this whole out sequences and stuff. All right. So I have no idea who we have up here. So again, this is very, very much still a prototype. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit execute play again. One out, base is empty. All right, there we go. Now we got Willie Mays up there. So it's got to do that extra click. Again, I can click a Willie right in the right in here, and you can see it. Now, will there be an option to use your own fast action cards in this? I don't know. I really don't know what he has planned for this. All right, but anyhow, let's go this one. And Willie Mays draws the walk. Okay, so right now there are no indicators to show you that play result yet, but it is drawing from here. Okay, so and we can see Willie's chart. All right, and this is pitch count 6. So this came off the pitcher's card, and off the pitcher's card, that gave up a walk to Willie Mays. So a way to play Status Pro Baseball. This is not. He's just using the same old interface. Add in and welcome in. Just using the interface right now. This was something he was working on. He told me a while ago, and then he just sort of abandoned it, and now he wants to sort of get back into it. So this is very, very much a prototype. But again, there is now a way to play Status Pro Baseball. I know that a lot of us are waiting for, myself included, Digital Diamond version 14. Last I heard, it's not going to be out till July. So how about that? We're going to get us a baseball game in July. So, in the meantime, you can play with the implementation that's there in Digital Diamond Baseball. Once Crash gives his blessing and says, yeah, go ahead and put this out for the guys and let them mess around with it, go for it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to autoplay this and the rest of the games. We're going to find a game and see what it's like to manage in this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Boom, boom, boom. San Francisco defeats Atlanta 4-0. Okay, let's go ahead and close this. And let's go ahead and just sim through this day. So there you go. This is what you get when you have a prototype. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So let me see what's going to be our workaround for this. No, I think we have a hard crash here, guys. I do. So let me close this and restart it again. This is why it is a prototype. All right. And wow, yeah. Okay, this is going to be a hard crash. So let's do it like this. Maybe. No. Let's go to Task Manager and let's just kill the process. So I just wanted to let you know that this is kind of in the works. Certainly, I don't. Nobody's going to want this right out of the rip yet because crashes, right? Crashes. Get it? Crashes. That's kind of funny, right? Probably not. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our games. All right. And yeah, see, so it just completely crashed out. So let's quick sim. Yeah. All right, so we're getting a lot of assertions failed. I'm not going to go ahead and keep fighting with this game. And instead, let's just bring up payoff pitch baseball. So anyhow, that's coming. Just keep your eyes and just keep your eyes open. And what I am, let me go to my 1975 thing. There we go. I'm curious to see whether we have any ratings yet on Steam. I know that in our community, we're getting been just nothing but absolutely just stellar. Oh look, the Evil Empire is having a publisher sale. Anyhow, it's been just incredible the feedback, and people were really enjoying Payoff Pitch Baseball. AP, great to see you, cousin. Great to see you, man. Ooh, the Temperamental Elemental Evil. I remember that game. Okay. Anyhow, let's go ahead and let's do. I think they're calling it Payoff Pitch. I don't know. I forget. Because it is out on Steam. There it is. There it is. Let me see. All right. So it's going to take a while for Steam. There are no user reviews on this. But just to let you know that the game is also on Steam. And even if you bought it from Sideline Strategy, over here in this little community hub, there you go. There's going to be, they're starting to see some action here. So go ahead. You know what? Just talk about the game. Create new discussions, whatever. So here's somebody's really excited. Coming to PC. Blah 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 blah. So this is Signals, whoever this is, right? So the anticipation is killer. People were waiting. There's World's Worst Gamer. You guys know him in the community. This Payoff Pitch now have all the ballparks available. And this is going to be the most big question, and I'll do it again, AP, because I am setting up ballparks in this 1975 project. So just as I did for MV yesterday, I'll do for you today, and I think a lot of people coming into this game, I don't think it hurts to repeat tutorials ever. So Signals here talking about statistical accuracy. Somebody here named Tucson Bandit, thank you for your reply. Watch playing on YouTube. The interaction between batter and pitch looks very intriguing to me and unique. This is going to help because more discerning buyers, beyond reviews, if they're still interested, they're gonna look at this. They're gonna look at comments, and this would be a way that even if you didn't buy it on Steam and you bought it on Sideline Strategies, go on the community hub, go on the discussions. So like here, somebody has said like for instance. Anyone use this as a board game companion? Positives and negatives? Thanks. He says, trying the demo. First thing I saw was able to enter Sacrifice Fly. And then Rob here, who answers 15 hours ago, says the developer's been pretty responsive on the game's Discord channel. I imagine many of the remaining bugs or omissions will be corrected fairly soon. So if I and I will later, I'll say, look, yeah, these guys have been amazing in what they've implemented. Just hang in there, whatever. But really, kind of talk the game up for them. I think that would really help because of Steam. The other issue that's going on with Steam is how Steam's very, very restrictive. So how they implement or how they're allowed to present what Steam makes them call DLC is going to be something that's a bit of a challenge for them. But it'll work. It will work. So anyhow, by the way, it's the Medieval Fest, and you might want to check out the Medieval Fest for some non-baseball stuff or whatever. So yeah, baby. So there you go. There's that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this for AP. So the first thing that you want to do, whatever seasons that you buy, okay, the seasons themselves. So if we look here at 1975 down here, I can't do. Do you notice I can't do anything? Because it says DLC project, view only, teams cannot be edited. Makes sense. Hey, Forgotten Man, we haven't forgotten about you. Welcome in. How you doing? How's you doing? It's great to see you. So to be able to do things like working with the rosters, like lineups. So notice this is all great up. I can look at the roster, right? There's Tony C. I can look at Tony C's card and all that fun stuff. Okay, but and I can play a game. So let me pick another season. Let's say 1987, and I can play a game. But the thing is the ballparks aren't going to be set up. All right, so it's going to be Detroit, Houston. We're not actually going to play the game. And then go ahead and let it generate and play ball. And then you're going to say, oh, but I did that ballpark, or I want to put that ballpark in. You can't do it in this mode because this is all protected. Okay, so all you do is you create a project, and it's really easy. So let's go outside game options. Now, some people let me cancel this. Some people like these diagrammatic things, and I think they look nice. And if I didn't play Diamond Mine baseball, I'd be like, okay, I could do this. But the real ballpark photos, I think, make it just really elevate it. Okay. You've been working on digital to dice stuff just 3 weeks away. I know, it's crazy, man. And as I mentioned yesterday, Forgotten Man, that do this. That I'm waiting to hear back from HR at FedEx, so to make sure I have that time off. So that way I can visit my folks and then drive over from northern PA to Connecticut, hang out with you guys for a bit, go back and visit them, and then come back and back to the grind. So I'm really, really hoping there's so many people there. Any of you going, hopefully I'm going to get a chance to say hello and whatever, and talk some baseball. All right, so for AP and for anybody else new to the game or a refresher, let's go back and let's set up some ballparks. Okay, so first thing I already did, and I went over how to set up projects yesterday, so I don't think we need to do that. So we're back in 1975, and let's click on Baltimore, and you're going to see there's Memorial Stadium. And that's what is going to come up when we play the game. And this is what I'm going to show you how to do. But now see, now with rosters, now everything here we can activate and deactivate. So the original integrity of the season that you bought is maintained. Just create a project. These are small files, so don't worry about that. In this day and age, man, hard drive space, really no big worry. This is where you can start setting up your like lineups and stuff like that. Set your rotations. You see now everything is operational. You can you can see your player usage, and then there's your schedule. Okay, a lot of ways to get to the schedule page. Okay, so I'm just going to click OK. All right. So now Tiger Stadium. So here's all you got to do. I hope so too, man. I really want. There's been how many of these now? Four or five or something like that. I watch all the videos from them. It just looks like absolutely just grand fun. and I really want to be there. I think it'll be cool. I think it will be cool. I think that's one of the most awesome things that Dave Gardner's ever done in the community. Probably the most awesome thing is to bring community together physically. And what Bernie Strom rightly reminds us is really has been a solitary hobby. It's only with the advent of really the internet and all the things that we can do here now on YouTube and stuff like that, where we begin to connect. And then Dave Gardner recognizes that and creates the next logical step. Let's meet up. And I'm hearing that the attendance of those, I see that the attendance of those are really, really excellent. All right, ballpark tutorial time. All right, you need to have 2 copies of File Explorer up, and I'll show you my process for doing this. Okay, so let's go to File Explorer, and so if you have Action PC Baseball, any program or anywhere where you have ballpark photos will be fine. You could even just have a folder where you just collect photos of ballparks. I don't know. I don't know what you fellas get up to, but that's quite all right. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the Game Pulse directory and ballparks. Okay, so it comes with already a ton of ballparks, but there's more. Okay, so this is we want another copy of File Explorer up. Okay, and that's very easy to do for those of you that aren't so savvy about that. Once you open it, just go down, right click on your taskbar, and just go up and click on File Explorer again. So that way you have 2 open versions of File Explorer. Okay, so now we're going to look for a Tiger Stadium or whatever we want. Okay, so we read left to right, so let's do this left to right workflow. But your mileage may vary there, sons and daughters. Okay, and let's there we go. That's good enough. I don't need all that info. All right. So for me, I am going to be using Action PC Baseball for these ballparks. You got them in Diamond. You got them Digital Diamond. Those will work. Whatever. As long as it's just an image. Okay. So let's go down here to see DK Sports Data, Baseball, and Ballparks. So I'm looking for Tiger Stadium. So I'm just going to go through these ballparks, and I'm going to look for a Tiger Stadium to put up there. And I'm always looking for new ballparks and more ballparks. You never have enough ballparks. You really, really can't. So, I don't know. Tigers had so many damn stadiums, didn't they? Jeez. Let's put in Tigers 8 mod. So what you do, and let's go up here. I like to work where I can see the directory. Just copy. Do not drag it over, because what will happen is you're moving it out of your Action PC or Digital Diamond directory. So you don't want to move it. You want to copy it. So you can highlight it, either hit Control Paste or Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste, or just do it this way. Okay, and then go to Ballparks. Okay, and just click Paste. Okay, let's go ahead and minimize these. And one of the nice things about this game is I don't have to go out of the program. I don't have to quit the program, which is really, really fun. I just got to find it. And this is where I got blind. I say blind yesterday. So, Tiger Truist, where is it? Where'd you go? Actually, let me cancel it and go back again. For Detroit, and I'm probably not seeing it. Or did I just not put it in the right directory? Nope, there it is. Tigers 8 mod. Boom, there it is. Okay, so let's click OK. Alright, let's go back in there. Alright, let's click OK Tigers. Edit positions. Okay, so there's your ballpark. So AP. There's your ballpark. And all you have to do, and this is it's easy to do, it is click and drag like Action PC Baseball. But rather than doing these, like, where it's trying to find, it's working on a grid in the background, this is just this. Look, boop, there, your left fielder set. Okay, there's third base, there's second base, there's first base, there's your first baseman, your second baseman, your third baseman, your shortstop. Pull your center fielder down out of the sky. And this time the right fielder's hanging off the the bleachers out there in right center. Okay. The only squidgety part here, squidgety is my own word, thank you very much, is just down here in the batting thing. I don't always get this right, but it's so easy to fix. Okay, so there's your catcher, and you can already see they have these grouped the way they should be set up. So depending upon whether you're like OCD as I am about this, get as crazy as you want. All right, make sure to put your home plate down there, and you get this nice little T formation, and save. And it's we can close, and this is ready to play. It's that easy. John says that he says, "Hey, welcome in." Johnny says he's enjoying payoff pitches, play some obvious bugs. Dan is aware of those, and they're working on. I think what you guys are going to see. You're going to see a lot of patches coming out for this thing. But the nice thing is the game's very easy to update. So it's not like you have to uninstall it, or anything like that. You're just going to be running an executable file. But yeah, I mean, early days. Let me see. Do we already have Cleveland set? Yep, we did Cleveland yesterday. Let's do another one. Let's do Milwaukee. All right. So I can look down here, and again, so you can see the parks that comes with it now because I'm adding parks, right? It's putting them up there. So obviously for Milwaukee, let's see. I'm looking for Milwaukee County Stadium. Is it here? No, it's not. That doesn't mean that you can't play it. Okay, so this will be a nice way to show you guys how to add in a park that isn't in this list. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just remember you want to just cancel out of this while you're doing your operation. Okay, so let's go to Milwaukee, and let's bring up our two file explorers. All right. Now, just go up again. We're going to look for Milwaukee County Stadium. I love the fact they made this very, 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 very easy. And a lot of people are saying, well, why worry about this? Well, because it really does make the game look incredible. Let me see. Is it going to be under County Stadium or Milwaukee? Yeah, there it goes. It's under County Stadium. And I need some better pictures of County Stadium as well. Good Lord. So for right now, let's pick County Stadium 3. Remember, copy, do not move. Copy it. Paste it into ballparks. Okay. You can go to minimize these guys. All right. And then go into Milwaukee. Stadium image default. There's County Stadium 3. Edit positions. And just do the same thing that you did before. It's easy. And then we'll show a quick game to show why this is worth it. This is, again, but it is all a matter of preference. It's a matter of your aesthetics and things like that. To me, I think having the actual ballpark photos adds to the professional look of the game, which is, again, it's a great interface already. But this is so much better, at least for me. And again, very easy, so you're not going to have to worry about being so damn precise and adjusting all the fence heights and everything like you do in Action PC Baseball, because this doesn't take those kinds of things into account. So you're able to have something that's just a lot easier to use. Now, that being said, I think the game that does this the best is Digital Diamond Baseball. Anywhere you click on the field, that's what I can have that player sitting atop I can just have second base selected, Click up here above the Marlboro sign, and I can have my second baseman up there if I want. Just with a click of the mouse. So I think it does it the best. But this isn't bad at all. With Action PC Baseball, you just got to put on some good music. Another thing, obviously, you don't have to worry about ball flight locations in this like you do in other games. Okay, and this one is, it's just ready for prime time. And save. Alright, that's it. Let's close it. And of course you can pick your colors up here, which is really, really nice. Now, what I mentioned yesterday and what the one limitation here visually in payoff pitch is there's not enough colors for the meeples. So what I'm hoping that they will add down the line, and this isn't critical, but just a selection wheel, so, or a selection thing here, right? So where you can have RGB values if you want, or hex values. There's lots of ways to get your ball club's actual colors if you want to do that. And there's where you can nickname and stuff. We're not going to do that. But you can't do this with meeples. The meeples are like really, really limited, which is kind of like meh. All right. And then, of course, the last one we would do in the American League East is New York Yankees. But let's go ahead and jump into a game, and we'll pick. We'll pick an American League game, but we're not going to. Well, actually, I want to show you too, just how the schedule works and stuff like that when you look at games. So remember that there's something very, very, very unique to payoff pitch that no other baseball game does. Okay, so one of the things that it does. This is huge. I don't know who first proposed this idea. If it was Dana, and it was Joe Bryant, of course, the creator of Payoff Pitch. So you can import an actual as-played schedule. Well, they already are. But let's say that you wanted to start your replay in June, right? Because you're just like, it's April baseball, meh, who cares? It's May, well, okay. Maybe you want to start in June. So you can import the season and start playing, say, on June 12th. And how do you do that? Filter by date. And, if we wanted to start this thing, there's June 12th. You could start right there. And if you just click on that, you can play these. You can also just pick any of these as a one-off if you want to, too. And it's not going to save your stats. But here's the important thing. When those, when you import those, so let's say you're into June and you're going to see wins, losses, stats. All of those are going to be tracked inside the game now, which is really, really cool. Rabbit Wolverine, I'm doing all right. So I have some seasons here, as you can see. Hope you're doing well, guys. So I've never seen that in a baseball game before. I think that's really, 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 really super cool. It's great. It is great to be able to do that. So, or again, just play any one that you want just for funsies, right? So if we wanted to right now, we could play this game between Boston and Chicago, but let's just do a one-off, and we're going to set this back to opening day. Other nice thing this does is that we use as-played lineups, whether you're using teams in a project or in a season replay. So you're not going to have to go into Baseball Reference. You're welcome, AP. So you're not going to have to go into Baseball Reference and do all this kind of, okay, what was the lineup in this day, lineup on that day. You're good to go, man. So let's just play just a new game. When you hit play new game, this is going to be basically just a one-off, okay, in the project that you're in. Okay, so I've got to pick, again, the two American League teams. So let's do Cleveland at Boston, because I don't have New York set up yet, so in the East. There's your nice ballpark chart. We got to use the DH rule, I suppose, because we are in the American League at this time. Continue. Let's just let it generate the lineups and play ball. And there you go. And I think that just right there, I think just really looks beautiful. So I think it is worth it to set up ballpark picks. But if you want to use the ones that just the diagrammatic ones, of course you can. And then what I would say with that though is I don't know if they're going to be creating more of those ballparks. I was just a beta tester, so I don't know if they're going to be including more for those or not. So, but this way, if you're using actual ballpark photos, you don't have to worry if that doesn't exist. It does now, and the game, when you click those save changes, it does create a backup of that, so you don't have to go back and do it again. Now, I don't see Dana hanging around here, so I'm going to talk about the one quality of life improvement I would like to see in this game. If I would go to, let's say, a season next to this, and I don't know if it's on here yet, but let's say 1976, I would actually have to go in and just find the images again. What would be really nice at some point is it would be possible for the program to recognize the assignments that I've done, and so that I don't have to import them. But if I have to, big deal. You don't have to go through all that again. You just select that file. The game has already made a backup of your player positions, so it's not too bad. It's just that you know, it would just be a nice little thing, but no big deal. Okay, I didn't change the meeples, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. But the game plays so beautifully. It really, really does. I love it. They are working on logos or how to do logos. Those aren't available yet, but it doesn't matter. Everything is going to track under this little box under your players, what they've done. So it's going to track Luis Tiant as he's pitching, and then Rick Manning for all his batting. So I love to see that in any baseball game. There are the cards and the little call outs that give you whatever. So that's payoff pitch baseball in a nutshell. There's a lot more to this game, obviously. I think the projects thing is really, really, really cool. And I'm glad that they set that up. And yeah, so ta-da, ta-da. Oh, stretch. Oh, let's go to comments about comments. And then we can come back if you guys want me to do a game. We can certainly do that. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to cancel this game. All right, yep. Am I sure? Yes, I am. So again, Baseball Maelstrom has done a lot of incredible videos on payoff pitch. I really suggest that you check his work out. It's amazing. And he's been in it since the alpha testing of this thing. So I came in as a beta tester. He's been in since the alpha, and he knows this game forwards, backwards, up and down. Another one is Big Rev Kev. He comes in here every once in a while. Also check out, he's done a lot of tutorials on this game as well. Paul Fay has been doing some cool stuff on his channel with Payoff Pitch. So you have a lot of resources available to you. But this game is so elegant in its design, and in its playability, and in its flexibility. I gave it my review. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars yesterday. I had to knock off a half a star, so it was 4.5 out of 5 possible stars. It's because there are no dead ball seasons yet, so I had to penalize it. The only dead ball that you're going to see in here will be some in the Legends and Busts 1 and 2 league that you see down here. You're going to see some dead ball players that are in here. But there's no way to play dead ball baseball in here. So I had to knock off a half star. I don't know what the supplemental strikeout rule is. I have no idea, man, because I never mess with it. So that would be one to ask the gurus. anybody here that plays payoff pitch, I have no idea what that is. And I played a bunch of games of this, so it would be fun. What I'd like to do, if you guys would be interested in this, now they're two very different products, obviously, or even three or four. What would be fun is to do a comparison of these games that have become, and I can't do all of them obviously because I don't have Dynasty League Baseball. I canceled Apago, blah blah blah, whatever. But it'd be fun just to look at even like a comparison of how Payoff Pitch does things as a native app, and not as which one's better, but also then have a game of Strat Max going, have both teams, and again just to test, not to test, but just to see how it works, because it is so cool to see more and more of these cards and dice games being translated to PC. So, Rabbit Wolverine asking, isn't that the 30 roll? So, I would, I don't know. I guess if I would look at the charts, I'm not really sure. And maybe, just maybe, there needs to be a rule set for this because reasons, right? And I don't think there is one. I don't think there's a manual to this game. And I didn't find it needed one, but now that you're talking about this optional strikeout rule, I'm like, or supplemental strikeout rule, I'm like, huh? What's that? What is that, man? I don't know. Unless there's a manual in the directory of this game, which I never actually checked. So yeah, would like to do that. I think another nice way to nice comparison would be just this and Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, because both act as board game companions. One of them does give you every season, but we just create a season, and they both use as played schedules, and just kind of muck about with them and see how the process works between them, just as a way to highlight two games next to each other. I think would be fine. And I also think the Strat Max deserves some consideration as well, and also Dombrov Baseball, as it's the only way you can play. Well, Mark Anderson's program is out, but that's still very much in development. So the only one that's really released that you can play anything you want is going to be Dombrov Baseball. If you're curious about Sports Illustrated Baseball, that's the game. All right. So maybe we'll just do that sometime. Under options. John's making me work hard here, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to exit Game Pulse. Options. Under options, which options? Which options, man? Which options? I'm looking at game options here, but I'm not seeing. Oh, within a game. Okay, got you. Well, then let's do a game. Let's resume the game, and let's just pick. Let's go back to our 1975, and again Boston Cleveland. That'll be fine. Let's do Boston Baltimore. Didn't the Red Sox clobber the crap out of the Orioles the other day? Joey Cora's out of a job. Did you guys see that? Joey Cora's out of a job. Wow, man. All right, let's have Boston visit Baltimore this time. Okay, so the away team is going to be the Boston Red Sox. So this is a replay I'm going to do. I'm going to commit to a 1975 replay with this. I think it'll be fun. After I finish up 1971 on the other game. All right, Baltimore and Boston. Where are you? Boston. Pacaniad. All right, there we go. Use DH rule. Yeah, meh. Okay, these two meeples are fine. Again, I'm just going to generate lineups. All right, and I guess we're ready here. The option is there, but you don't need to start. Started a game anyhow. We'll play for a couple innings and just bullshit here for a little bit. All right. And I thought I misselected the teams. Sorry, this was supposed to be Boston traveling to Baltimore. That was my bad. My bad. My bad. Well, let's Google it. What is the supplemental strikeout rule? Let's see what it is. What is the supplemental strikeout rule in payoff pitch baseball? I wonder if this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to hazard a guess. Let's see if Google answers. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe we have an answer. Okay. All right. Hey, there's Baseball Maelstrom's already talking about him. Okay, in payoff pitch baseball, the supplemental strikeout rule is an optional advanced rule that fine-tunes pitcher strikeout stats by allowing specific pitchers with ratings, for example, 50 or 90, to convert general outs into strikeouts. If a batter makes an out and the percentile dice result falls within the pitcher's listed range, it's recorded as a strikeout. And then Baseball Maelstrom talks about how that works. So how does it work? Pitcher's card will have a specialized range, that is 50 to 59, 90 to 99, labeled for this role. If the initial dice roll determining an out also falls within this numerical range, you ignore the out on the batter's card and mark it as a strikeout for the pitcher instead. Purpose is this rule ensures that pitchers who dominated with high strikeout numbers in real life achieve similar results in simulation beyond what the basic tough or wheelhouse sections provide. So, use an example: if a pitcher has a supplemental strikeout rating of 50 to 55, and the result on a tough or out check is 52, it becomes a strikeout, even if the batter card said G4. So this is also referred to, it says, here's the K range or supplemental K rule in community discussions, focusing on enhancing pitcher-specific strikeout ratings. This optional rule can be ignored if a similar game is desired, as payoff pitch is designed with both quick play and high accuracy options. So there you go. I guess we know. Also, here's something here from PT Games. Oh, well, there we go. Here's the actual manual. How about that? I didn't know that was up here. So somewhere that it's going to be in here. There's the supplemental strikeout rule. Let's jump to page 7 and let's get it right from the old horse trough itself. What do you say, gents? Okay, and let me boom, 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 boom. All right. Hey, you're welcome, John. You're welcome. If you wouldn't have asked this question, I wouldn't have. I don't know. I've ever checked that off. So, oops, I'm on page 8, and I picked page 7. All right. Some pitchers have a supplemental strikeout rating starting at either 50 or 90. For those pitchers, whenever a batter makes an out and the percentile dice result falls in their strikeout range, record a strikeout instead of using the out listed on the batter card. This is an optional rule to fine-tune the strikeout stats, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. Boom. I'm saving this, buddy. Well, I don't have any way to save it right now, but there we go. Well, that was all fun. I don't even know if I have that turned on. Do I have that turned on? I should try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. As soon as I figure out where the hell it is. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's going to be visual, is it? And it's not going to be autoplay. It's not going to be hotkeys. I don't know where the hell it is. I was going to turn it on just to see what it's like, because I've never used it. Oh, I already have it checked. So, there you go. So I already have it checked off. Didn't realize it. I do love how well this game plays. All right, here we go. Here's Don Baylor to lead it off. All right, here's the pitch from Rick Wise. This is going to be an in-play results, and this is going to be a grounder to short. Rick Burleson up with it over to Carl Yastrzemski for the 6-3 putout. One up, one down. Brings up center fielder Paul Blair. All right, and let's roll the dice. Let's roll the bones, baby. All right, and this results in a tough. So one thing that somebody talked about is how these reset. Just look over here, right? Even though these reset, this isn't. It's might be a little glitchy thing, but you can see on the 2d6 this came up as a 5. All right. Anyhow, so this is going to be tough off the pitcher, and this one is going to be a grounder to short once again. And I love how it shows the play results. So ground ball, Burleson again. The rooster come to snuff it. So we're kind of messing up Alice in Chains here. All right, here's Kenny Singleton now, batting lefty, and Rick Wise ready to come home with it. All right, and this is going to be tough. Roll for the batter, and base hit for Ken Singleton. All right. So the game doesn't tell you to what field it was hit, but I don't think that's, is that really a big deal? It'd be nice, but if the cards and dice game doesn't do that, no big deal. But it looks like here that maybe it does. The other thing that bears mentioning is if you are playing against an AI manager, and you can turn that off and have a true solitaire experience. I probably will never do that. I like playing against an AI. It's going to show you how the AI is going to be evaluating certain things and why it did it or why it didn't. Okay, so here's Lee May batting in the cleanup spot, and you can just quickly look here at Lee May's roll stats if you want. If and you want, payoff pitch. So we know Singleton's not going to steal. How do I know Singleton's not going to steal? Because it's evaluating each situation. Okay? It's looking at Singleton on first, and the AI manager is declining the possible steal for Ken Singleton, and you get the reasoning, the risk too high, 11% confidence versus a 50% threshold. The factors is his steal is the steal of his D as a stealer, as you can see here, and then his speed is a 6, and the whole chart rating. We can see here that he has a 1 for a jump. So it's a way to see the logic inside this, but also what is essentially an open engine, as folks like to say. All right, pitcher deals, and this one is going to be an 8. This is going to be in play, and here's our result. Now we're going to go to a fact. I love fast action cards. All right, so we're going to do a batter card lookup here, and let's flip it, and this is going to be a base hit, and runner 2 scores. So it says, okay, took an extra speed. So I think what that means is it's really just a base advancement. So Singleton wouldn't have scored on a single from first. Just no way. Hey, how you doing, Mike? He says if you flip a split card, it shows the extra base hits to a particular field. Might be on singles. Okay, yeah, because this did say single 8. Somewhere it was. Yeah, there it is. So 1B8. So this looks like a single to center. That was Ken Singleton. Okay, runners at the corners, 2 downs. By the way, guys, Mike has been, I think he's taken over the title now of Streamin' Demon. Or let's say co-Streamin' Demon with Dwayne Martz. His Stratomatic Great Teams project is a blast. So, Mike, do you have anything? I know you usually work on Sundays, so I don't know whether you have anything coming up tonight after work or something. Let us know in the chat, baby. All right, here's Bobby Grich. So 2 on, Baltimore threatened here at the top of the first at the Fens. All right, and here we go. We got a pitcher roll, and this one's going to be patient. And Bobby Grich draws the walk. Rick Wise has him loaded. All right. Got to deal with DH Tommy Davis now batting in the 6th slot. Rick Wise, nowhere to put him. All right, this is going to be patient. And this one is good. He gets out of it. Grounder to second. Score at G4. Inning over as Doug Griffin makes the play and tosses on to Bobby Grich. Or tosses on to Carl Yastrzemski. Boop. Middle of the 1st. Baltimore, nothing. And Boston coming to bat. Wow, it's 1:07 in the afternoon already. This is crazy. All right, yeah, they come to snuff the rooster. Leading off, here's Rick Burleson. And here is the whole sequence, baby. This is going to be a ballpark check. So we're looking here. This is going to be in play at Fenway. And rolling for the battle. Fly ball into right field. Ken Singleton camps under it and makes the grab for out number 1. All right, here's Freddie Lynn now. Center fielder for these Boss Sox. All right, this one in play. And this is going to be a fly ball to right. Ken Singleton once again making a grab. There he is. There's the streaming demon. The other streaming demon. Dwayne, how you doing? Dwayne, did you buy this? Did you buy Payoff Pitch? I'm taking a poll for everybody that I haven't heard from yet. Whether you bought it or not, man. Have you bought this? It's really super fun. And this would act, I know you're a big Apple guy, but this would work so well too with the with maybe one of your projects that you do in concert with Digital Diamond Baseball. David Lando says, "Hey, this is a so Dwayne hasn't bought it. Okay, that's cool. It's a really good game with nothing but solid improvements to come. Looking forward to its future. Yeah, how about it?" Okay, so Mike is letting us know, and we're going to put this up here to show. He says he's on his break, and he's also doing a 1978. I saw that last night. I got it, but I didn't get in this morning till like 4 in the morning. So, and I was pretty knackered from being shagged, as it were. Anyhow, 40 years later to the date, New York Yankees replay rolling your own dice, which means following the 78 Yankees replay and playing the exact day in history. Pretty cool. So Mike, the man of multiple projects, and he's able to do those simultaneously, and that impresses the living shit out of me. I love it. All right, the captain batting in the number 3 slot here, and Doyle Alexander on the mound. And man, don't you just love? Look, this is just incredible. This is just like professional, man. I love this. You know, look at Blair's range. That's accurate. And he's not going to make a lot of errors out there. And I love that. I just love it. Just love it, love it, love it. All right. Doyle Alexander ready to deal here now. Peers in, has the sign. And this is going to be in play. And this one will be grounded back to the pitcher. So Yaz taps it back to Doyle Alexander. Alexander will feed it on to Lee May at first for the 1-3 put out. And that ends the inning. We are scoreless here at Fenway Park. And we got Mark Belanger, Brooks Robinson, and Dave Duncan. Now, I did say that the lineup generator is pretty good, but you're not usually going to bat Brooks Robinson in the number 8 slot. He just had a lot more power and stuff like that. But we're just playing a game here that doesn't count. All right, Belanger, or Belanger, if you like the French pronunciation, because he's half French, half Italian. All right, this one is going to be a result of 5. So again, if you're not just these are going to reset back to 0, but you're going to see it shows it here, and it shows that it was on the 2d6s. It was a 5. All right, and here we go. We're going to roll for the batter. Tough and swing batter, and there we go. So Mark Belanger strikes out. All right, Rick Wise picking up the K, and it's recording that. We can see through 1 1/3. 1 1/3 that he's given up 2 hits, a strikeout and a walk. All right, here is the aforementioned Brooks Robinson. Okay, and for Brooks, we're going to have a ballpark lookup, and this is going to be wheelhouse. And let's roll now for the batter, and he grounds to short. So Burleson to Yastrzemski, and that is out number 2. Here's Dave Duncan now, batting in the number 9 slot. And here we go. Here's the pitch. And this one's going to be tough. Batter roll. And Dave Duncan cannot catch up to this one. Steve Reich out. Rick Wise picks up the K. And we go to the middle of the second. And we still have no score here in Boston. The game plays so quickly. So quickly. I love that. Mike says, Yankees off the next 2 days. You missed them already. That I like that. That's really cool. Replaying a season on the same day as the games were played. What would you say it was 40 years later? I think that's super cool. That is super, 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 super cool. And David, you're right about this being a solid implementation. Now, I've never looked at the only other cards and dice I play on PC would be Pocket Pennant Run and, well, actually, no, Digital Diamond, but I use its internal engine. And whatever else I'm missing, Strat Max. But this, I've never seen Inside Pitch played. I have seen National Pastime 3 played. I want to buy that game, but it's too expensive to get all the seasons. So it'll wait. Cyrus, if you ever listen to one of these broadcasts, come on, man, make me a deal. Give me 50% off. I'll pop you $1,000 over and let me buy every season, please. Come on. I promise I'll play it a lot in the channel. That's probably not going to give it. I have to be a big channel like Paul Fay or ID Jester or what have you. But I tried, right? All right, here's Jim Rice. Someday I'll get National Pastime 3. All right, here's Jim Rice. He's one of my favorite White Sox players. Another thing I love about this game, again, is not looking at the card, but the call out to the left, which really translates the card at a glance for visual Egypt like myself. All right, here we go. And for the pitcher, this is going to be Patient. And fly ball, center field. Jim Rice gives it right. Paul Blair back. Great range out there. Makes the grab. All right, one away. And here's Bernie Carbo now. Alexander has the sign. Deals. This one is going to be a tough. And swing and a miss. Strikeout. Down goes Bernie Carbo. Doyle Alexander picking up the K for out number 2. All right, first strikeout of the game issued by Doyle Alexander. And here's Dewey. Dwight Evans in the box now. And this one will be in play. And grounder to first. And Lee May will take it to the bag himself for out number 3. End of the second. And we are scoreless here at Fenway Park for the Orioles 0-2-0. And Boston, of course, has no runs. Okay, here's Don Baylor back at the top of the order. Baylor 0-for-1 in the game. And here we go. You know, and you just can't mess it up. All right, this is a wheelhouse. And this is going to be open the window, Aunt Minnie. Don Baylor piles in, and this one is gone. And the Baltimore Orioles get on the board. Let's say that Baylor put it up there in the seats atop the monster. What do you see? No. So, yeah, so David says, I'll get to you, Mick, and welcome in. So he's the only one to praise the game and its potential. Every other developer should take notes playing this game. Absolutely. So I said yesterday, David, that this game, if I was back like teaching, right, with my master's in education with a focus on instructional design and all that kind of stuff, and let's say I was doing an undergraduate seminar for my students. It's for let's say writing applications. It doesn't even have to be game applications. This would be one of the things I would point them to and say, I want you to, your assignment is go to Steam, download a free demo of this game. I don't care whether you're a baseball fan or not. I want you to look at the user interface, how everything is structured, from the options to setting up projects to everything else. They've done everything correctly. As an instructional designer, looking at this, this is just absolutely best marks. So, no. And so yesterday in my little sort of review of this game, Mick, I had to give it 4.5 out of a possible 5 stars because there are no dead ball and 19th century seasons in this. The earliest season in this is 1921. So I have pleaded, please add some dead ball starting with 1908 because it's 1908 and it's a great season. So there are some dead ball players on the Legends and Bust sets, but no dead ball seasons, no 19th century seasons. But 19th century players and dead ball players, some, the greatest of the greats from those eras in baseball, are represented in the Legends and Bust set. So, John says too many bugs for his taste, and again, bugs. It's you know bugs are something that I expect in a new game. It's going to happen, and my and a game that changed me on that was No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has become one of the most legendary games now out there. With what they've done with 10 years of free, massive DLC, where it's become such an incredible, immersive experience. And it had a very, very, very rough launch. So, and there's a lot more moving parts in No Man's Sky than there is in Payoff Pitch Baseball. But we see that even Dave Cook Sports, for as long as Action PC's been around, there's still bugs. It's going to happen. So, maybe some of you are going to do like John. You're going to wait, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that, man. Nobody should tell you how to deal with your pocketbook, your wallet, whatever. By the way, I wanted something I forgot to mention, or maybe I did yesterday. If you are playing against an AI manager right now, this is AI managers doing both teams. You can choose to, again, play full solitaire mode, so to disable the AI managers completely, or you can choose to have them do both teams, or you can choose to have one team human controlled and the other team AI controlled. So nice to have the options. Nice to have the options. John, was that you that told me about Babe Ruth hitting 106 home runs? I think it was in this. So the dice analytics are very cool, says David Lando. Have you shown that yet? It's on the box score screen. Let's look at the box score screen. There's so much to... yeah, so this is really cool. This is something that StratMax does as well. So you can look at their dice trends here on these different rolls and innings and all this kind of stuff. Super cool. And you can, yeah. So this is really, really nice. So you can see for Rick Wise, 10% wheelhouse, 20% patient, tough 40, and play 20, ballpark 10%. And these trends are going to be for, obviously different for every player. Okay? So, yeah, thank you, David, for reminding me about that, because, no, I did not show that yesterday. I did not. Okay? And back to our box score. Okay, so let's make these comments, let's pop these comments out. So we're starting to get a little bit busy here at the old shop. John says, September 1st, 1969, I know Jim Bunning on the Dodgers, the starting pitcher that day, so not able to sim the game. Oh, that's pretty big. I do know that Dana is working on version 1.1, so, and he's pretty quick at getting these things out. So Dwayne March says, my big issue compared to Digital Diamond is if using the board game companion, you must own the season to sim games you don't want to roll. Yep. Well, so my answer to that one, Dwayne, is that I'm never, ever going to use this as a... the only way I would use this as a board game companion is, and I say when because I am impressed with this, is down the line I do want to buy Payoff Pitch Baseball, and I would use it. I would then use it for that. But yeah, so with Pocket Pennant Run, with the other games and things like that. But yeah, I don't. So the other thing would be with Payoff Pitch, right? It's like, okay, you don't have to buy the game digitally, but I get where you're coming from. But the other reason why I'm not going to use this as a board game companion is I'm very happy with the way Pocket Pennant Run and Action PC do it. And even I will be with version 14 of Digital Diamond Baseball, because you just click the play result right on the card and it does it. There's no syntax. And that is thanks to Paul Fay. So looking forward to that. Dwayne, I have mad respect for you being able to work through these, being able to work through the syntax. Because I've seen some plays, I'm like, watching you play the game, and I'm like, all right, how the hell would I even score that? Dwayne's like just typing away, and it's like, wow, pretty astounding. Pretty astounding. I mean, let's face it, in baseball, 95% of the time, you're not going to have to worry about crazy syntax, but you know those 5% plays are going to come up. They are. So, but what if you look at it, there's probably somebody's probably broken this down, like the frequency of plays in baseball. So I would imagine 6-3 being one of the most common. And in fact, I think Pocket Pennant Run sort of does it in that descending order. So most common double play is going to be a 6-4-3, then a 4-6-3, then a 5-6-3, and so on and so forth down the line. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, Dwayne. And Dwayne, Digital Diamond is what a bargain is that game, right? It really, really is. I'm really like kind of we gotta wait till July for the new version, though. Damn it. Gotta wait till July, but that's okay. Mark and Derek working hard, and Paul Fay, I guess, in the mix there too somehow. Paul Fay, Paul Fay is everywhere. He's like the Godfather with his fingers on the puppet strings, right? All right, Paul Blair up the bat here. He is nothing for one, and Rick Wise ready to roll here. And we got us. Oh, look at this! Here we go. We got us a fast action card defense position. So I haven't seen this before. This is pretty cool, actually. All right, so here we go. Looks like we got like a type of error here. We got a ballpark check. Let's roll for that ballpark check. And this one is an out. And let's look at the final result on the fast action card. And this is a grounder to third base. So Petrocelli stays with that ball and just gets the ball over to Yaz in time for the 5-3 put out. Here's Ken Singleton. Singleton 1-for-1 in the game. Rick Wise ready to rock and roll. And this one is going to be an in-play result. And that result is going to be a base hit for Mr. Singleton, who's a perfect 2-for-2 today. All right. So now, once again, you're going to see here, now it's looking at a possible hit and run. And I always like to have this on. When you're playing with an AI manager, I think this is really good because this takes out that, that whole mystique of the what's the game thinking type thing. So we have Lee May at first, who's 1-for-1, and we got Ken Singleton up there. So the AI manager is considering a hit and run, okay, and it's declining this with 21% confidence. So confidence too low. The factors are on base percentage as being only 320 for Lee May, and for Ken Singleton, just his speed of 6. So I think that's a really, really cool innovation to see what the computer manager is thinking. Nice touch. Really, really, really nice touch. All right, on a pitcher roll. This one is in play. And we've got a double base runner advancement. That's advancement, by the way. So let's go ahead and flip that fact, baby. And this is a result double, 2 bases. All right, so Lee May hits a gapper. Now, had the computer done the hit and run, Singleton would have scored. But, hey, you never know. All right, 2 in scoring position, 1 down here, Bobby Grich. And he has the pitch. This one, an in-play result. And this is going to be a grounder to short. And now we're going to see what's going to happen here on this grounder. Okay. And we have an advancement on 2d6. What's our final result? And the runner on third scores on a grounder to second or short. And the runner on second holds. So Singleton comes in. Burleson makes the play over to first. And Baltimore now up to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third inning with 2 away, and Tommy Davis goes 0-for-1. Okay, and this one is going to be a patient result. And here we go for base runner advance. And Tommy Davis has himself a double, and on the play, Lee May will come around to score. Credit Tommy Davis with an RBI double, and it's 3-0 now, Baltimore. All right, Belanger now. He's 0-for-1. He struck out. Rick Wise to deal, and this one's going to be a tough. And Belanger does not come through, and he strikes out, and that will retire the side. But Baltimore puts 3 on the board. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The Orioles 3 and the Red Sox 0. Petrocelli, Griffin, and Montgomery due up here in 1975 in this little exhibition game. All right, Doyle Alexander ready to roll. Toes the rubber and fires. This one is an in play. And this one grounded up to first. Lee May will feed it onto Doyle Alexander, covering 4. Oh, no, 3 unassisted. There we go. So May will take it to the bag himself. Sometimes I embellish and get it wrong. All right, 1 up, 1 down for Boston. Here is Doug Griffin. And here's the pitch to Griffin. Patience. And this is going to be fly ball out to right field. Ken Singleton back a few paces and pulls it down. All right, 2 up, 2 down now for Bob Montgomery, batting in the bottom of the Red Sox lineup for this catcher. Alexander deals. This is going to be tough. And swing and a miss. Down goes Montgomery for the third out of the inning. Second strikeout there, it looks like, for Doyle Alexander. End of the third, Baltimore 3, Boston 0. Rick Wise has struck out 3 in this game, has walked 1, and has given up a home run. And Brooks Robinson 0-for-1. It would be Robinson, Duncan, and then Baylor due up for the 1975 Baltimore Orioles. All right, Wise peers in, has the sign from Bob Montgomery. And here is the pitch. This one in play, batter roll. And this one popped out towards second. Doug Griffin calling off Carl Yastrzemski and gloves it for out number 1. All right, Dave Duncan now in the box. And the pitch from Rick Wise. This one going to be a tough and strikeout. Look at that, Dave Duncan. So Rick Wise picking up his 4th K of the game. 2 down, back at the top of the order. Don Baylor's 1 for 2 today with an RBI, and that was that home run that Baylor put up here in the seats in the Monster. And this one in play. And base hit for Don Baylor. What a day is he having. Okay, there we go. All right. Not going to steal with Don Baylor. So with Baylor, I mean, I kind of get it, I suppose. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get it. That's cool. That's cool. Paul Blair, 0-for-2 in the day. I'd like to see Paul Blair do something here. I'm a big Paul Blair fan. All right, this is a wheelhouse. And this is going to be a grounder to short. Burleson up with it for out number 3. So down go the Orioles, but they still maintain a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And we're at the top of the Boston order. Rick Burleson, Fred Lynn, and Carl Yastrzemski. All right. Alexander deals. And this one in play. And base hit for Rick Burleson. There goes the no-hitter. So I was just thinking we'll at least play the game until the no-hitter if it is broken up. And indeed it is by the Rooster here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All right, here's the pitch to Fred Lynn. And this one in play. And popped up to first. And Lee May has it for the out. Nowhere for Mr. Burleson to go. So 1 away now for the captain. Yastrzemski 0-for-1. And here's the pitch from Doyle Alexander. In play result. And we got a ground ball to short, but we're looking at a hit and run ground out on a 2D6. Let's roll it up. And batter out. And then runners advance 1. So on the play, Burleson hangs out at second. Belanger makes the play. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Boston looking to get his first run here. Jim Rice, 0-for-1. And this one patient. And Jim Rice, good eye up there, works the walk from Doyle Alexander. 2 on for the Boston Red Sox for Bernie Carbo. Nothing for 1 with a strikeout. Patient. And Bernie Carbo draws the walk. Now Doyle Alexander in trouble. Staked to a 3-0 lead, and here's Dwight Evans. And Dwight Evans can pop it out of the park here and make this a whole different ball game. So the no-hitter goes away, and the Red Sox have him jammed. Doing nothing for 1. Alexander pitching with 2 down and no place to put Dwight Evans. And this one is going to be tough. And grounder to short. And the Red Sox leave him loaded as Belanger will make the play. All right, it still remains 3-0 Baltimore as we head here to the top of the 5th inning at Fenway Park. Let's pretend it was a pregame photo of this rather than the pandemic thing, right? So, yeah, you know what? Games are going to get buggy. There are 2 games I've mentioned. Now, Dwayne, you can probably comment on this. My memories of playing Digital Diamond Baseball is it crashed very, very rarely. There are 2 games I can think of that have never crashed on me, ever. Baseball for Windows and Diamond Mine Baseball. Neither of those games crash. It's pretty crazy. All right, so John, I'm going to show this so you guys can see this. John says he's reporting all the bugs he sees in the Game Pulse Discord. Join the Discord if you bought the game. If you're thinking about buying the game, join the Discord so keep up with what's going on. Simple, it's just repetition. Yeah, but it's, oh my God. Yeah, Dwayne's YouTube channel is definitely impressive. It definitely is. So Dwayne, it's not. That's a little glitch. Let me show you. Okay, it's resetting to snake eyes too quickly, but watch, I'm going to slow down this pitcher batter interaction. Ken Singleton, perfect 2 for 2 today. So the 2 things that you pay attention to for right now, Dwayne, is it's going to show the result of that 2d6 off the pitcher's card over here, and it's going to highlight it. And it's also going to show you, you'll see it here in the 2d6, what it's going to be. So it just resets the snake eyes, is all it's doing. And I know that that's throwing some people off. Somebody mentioned it in the Discord because, these D10s here don't do that. Okay? So watch what happens. So on the pitcher roll, all right, it reset the snake eyes, but look over here. We see that on the 2d6, it was a 5, and if we look over here, indeed it was a 5, and it's a tough. Okay? All right, Dwayne, cool. Miss you on here, man. Miss talking to you. All right, here's the batter roll. Dwayne, you got anything coming up today? And Ken Singleton strikes out. So Rick Wise picking up his 5th K of the game. All right, 1 away now for cleanup hitter Lee May. Lee May in the game. He is 2 for 2 with a double. All right, and this one again is 6 in play. And the result is going to be base hit for Lee May. So 3 for 3 today for Lee May. Slashed that one through the hole. All right, Bobby Grich now. Bobby Grich, nothing for 1. He has a walk and an RBI. Result on is a tough 11 on the pitcher's card. And now we roll forward to batter. And this one we got us a strikeout. So Bobby Grich striking out in a kind of critical situation there. All right, 2 down. Dwayne March says he has versions 11 to version 13 only crashed twice and rebooted it only lasted that is probably close to 1,000 games. So one thing, so that's damn stable. And I don't have them anymore. I probably have them on a drive somewhere. I've been playing Digital Diamond off and on since version 3. And it's always been pretty damn stable for me too. There's just one thing I wish Mark would add, and he doesn't. Oh my God. I want to be able to have computer versus computer manager, but I want the game to pause after every play. And I haven't found a way for it to not do that. It just goes. And it's like, I really wanted to stop on each play. So playing computer manager versus computer manager in that game is not, for me, ideal. But it's all right. It's fun to manage. And I do plan to play more of it, even version 13. But I really wish he would add just an option. Maybe there is, Dwayne, you know. Maybe it's in the advanced options in that game. I don't know. I've looked around and can't find it. That I want computer versus computer manager, but pause after every play. So I can see what the hell's going on. Because it just goes. And it's like, oh my God, what's going on? I can't keep up. I don't always say Sometimes I say, ugh, help, whatever. I need somebody, help. Rick Wise is Cade 6 in this game, giving up a walk and a home run. 3-0 is your score. Um, and here we go. All right, here's the roll. And this is going to be a result of 5 tough. And this one is going to be let's see what happens here, baby. We got a base hit. Base hit by Tommy Davis. So runners at first and second, 2 down for Marc Belanger. Or Belanger. There we go, it's Belanger. And this one is going to be a tough result on a 9. And this is going to be a grounder to short. Burleson up with it. And that is the end of the inning. We go to the middle of the 5th. Baltimore 5, Boston nothing. Rico Petrocelli, Doug Griffin, Bob Montgomery due up for Bernie Strom's Boston Red Sox. Line on Doyle Alexander today so far, 4 innings worked, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And here we go. Let's do the sequence here. The pitch. And this is going to be patient for Doyle Alexander. And this is going to be fly ball left field. Don Baylor has it measured and gloved for out number 1. Doug Griffin, nothing for 1. And here is the roll for the batter and grounder to second. And this time it's going to be Bobby Grich earning his paycheck on the short play. 4-3 and 2 down. Bob Montgomery, nothing for 1, and he's whiffed today. And this one again, 8 in play. And base hit for Bob Montgomery. So runner on first. All right, they're not going to steal with Bob Montgomery. We can see why, looking at those factors. Okay, here is the Rooster back at the top of the order. Burleson 1 for 2. And that result is going to be a 4, so this one tough. And the batter roll fly ball out to left field. Don Baylor has it. And once again, the Boston Red Sox are turned away. We've played 5 here at Fenway Park. The Baltimore Orioles lead the Boston Red Sox 3-0. 3-0. And that is the... I'm just trying to find something that would rhyme with that, but forget it. Brooks Robinson, nothing for 2. Robinson, Duncan, and Baylor, 8, 9, and 1, due up for the Baltimore Orioles. And here we go. And this one is going to be Patience. Love the card pop-outs, by the way. Patient. And this is going to be Brooksy drawing the walk. So Robinson aboard. And AI is going to be declining the hit and run. If you want to turn this off, if you don't want to see this and you want to be surprised, like especially if you're playing against an AI manager, maybe you want to turn this off. I don't know. I like looking at the logic, though, and why it's making the decision it's doing. I think that's pretty super. I just love that. But, I mean, come on. Brooks has no jump. So where's he going to go, right? All right, here's the pitch. All right, and this one's going to be tough. And rolling for the batter, and this is a strikeout. Dave Duncan. Dave Duncan has struck out for the 3rd time today. Rick Wise picks up K number 7. 1 down now, and back to the top of the order, Don Baylor, 2 for 3 with a home run. All right, and from the pitcher's card, this is going to be a wheelhouse. And here we go. We're doing for the hit and run wheelhouse. So this is going to be doubles on 2d6. Otherwise, from 0 to 49, a single. And then a roll of 50 to 99 is going to be an out. Let's roll for it. And there we go. So we got us part of Wheelhouse reroll. Oops, so continue. And we're going to do determine base runner advancement. This is usually the deepest you have to go into the game. So pretty good. Don Baylor gets the base hit, and Brooks Robinson makes it to third. Rabid Software says, good to see you stream again, Beatles. Off to play a series of 2 games. You just created 61 Yanks and 2018 Red Sox in Status Pro. Catch y'all later. All right, man. Have a great time. Always great to see you in here, Rabid Wolverine, my good friend, and a Pink Floyd aficionado. Paul Blair, nothing for 3. Orioles would like to see him get something here to add a couple runs. With Baltimore up to 10 hits now. All right, and working out of the stretch, Rick Wise comes home with it. And this one rolling for the batter now. And big strikeout by Rick Wise. So down goes Paul Blair. All right, 2 away for Ken Singleton. Ken Singleton 2 for 3 today. And a strikeout. And this one an in-play result. And that's going to be a triple by Ken Singleton. Bases clearing 3-bagger. And this is a big ouchie. All right, so now manager is making a pitching change. So Roger Murray will replace Rick Wise. So the runs allowed threshold exceeded 5 runs. So there's Murray. We can look at his card. And bada boom, bada bing. Dwayne March says, I don't see that has what the batter did go for 0 for 3 game, or am I just missing it? I can't see where it's at on the screen. Down here. Right here. So if we look down here under Lee May's name, he went 3 for 3 with a double. It doesn't show like Action PC Baseball, for instance, which I think Action PC does that the best. So it's not going to show when Lee May did that. I would have to actually look at the box score. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't do that, unfortunately. But at least there's not the guesswork like with out of the park baseball, where you kind of do have to glance up at the play-by-play. Action PC still king for that, and the fact that with Action PC that you can, hover over the line score and get the inning summary for the top and bottoms of all the innings. So yeah, but at least we know he doubled, which is nice. Some games just give you he's 1 for 2, but got to let Action PC have its own territory too. Now, does Dwayne? Yeah, but player was 0 for 3 and didn't show how he went 0 for 3. Yep, got you. I got you. And the only way to do that is, again, you'd have to go to the box score, which is a pain in the arse. It is definitely a pain in the arse. I get that. And so I know that he struck out once. Don't know what else he did. And there's no, you'd have to actually go to these game results. So, bit of a drag for that. But I'm not going to knock it. But I'm going to ask you, Dwayne, and I can't remember, maybe I'm going to fire up a game of Digital Diamond to play today later, if I feel like it, on broadcast, using its own engine. Does Digital Diamond tell you? I can't remember. I played about 6 days ago, but I really wasn't looking at that. I was trying to figure out how to have the computer manager play the computer manager without it going at warp speed. But that's one of the things I love about Action PC Baseball. I can see exactly what the player did throughout the game, and that's really helpful. Singleton on third. Yeah, small thing, but it's nice to see. Yeah, exactly. And especially when you're broadcasting, right? Because you'd like to be able to maybe make a comment on that, because maybe the game situation itself might dictate so-and-so. So if somebody's going for, maybe they're going for the cycle and early enough in the game, and they still have 3 more at bats. I'd like to know when, like, say the first hit was a double, second hit was a ground out, third hit was the single, and what have you. So that would be fun for cycles and stuff like that. But yep, Digital Diamond does show He went over when it was 3, struck out in the first, grounded the second, and third popped up in the sixth. Well, then we got 2 baseball games that do it, and something else to love them for so much. Love Digital Diamond, and if Status Pro is really implemented the way I was hoping it was going to be last year, and I'm told it will be that way this year, I'm going to be playing a crap ton more of Digital Diamond as Status Pro, but I want to play it more now too, just as its own game, because Dwayne, you and I have talked about it. It's got a good baseball engine on its own, and I like the way it handles things. I do now play it with the sound off though, because that I can't do it. I just can't do it, man. All right, here's Lee May now. And what a day is he having? 3 for 3. And this one's going to be tough. Will Lee May not be on base for the first time in the game? Nope, he's going to ground to third. Petrocelli makes the long throw across the diamond. 4 out, number 3. We go to the middle of the sixth. Still 5-0 Orioles. So this game may be turning into a yawner, but it's just fun to play. It really, really is fun to play. All right, we got Fred Lynn, Carl Yastrzemski, and Jim Rice due up here. 1975 exhibition game. Fred Lynn, 0 for 2. Again, remind you guys, these are going to reset to snake eyes, as Dwayne rightly points out. But you still get the play result here that it was a 5, and on the 2D6, it was a 5. So I'm sure once he fixes that, Bob's your uncle. You're cool. All right, and this one is going to be a grounder to short. So the result on the D100 is an 80, so they're grounder to short. Boom. Belanger up with it and over to Lee May. Boom. One up, one down. Digital Diamond engine is very good, says Dwayne Moritz. Let's pop that up in the old comments there for folks that might be interested in Digital Diamond Baseball. And why aren't you? Because it's a hell of a game. Use it for the whole 1961 season. Other than Digital Diamond engine is very good. Use it. Yep. Other than for his Braves and Yankees game. So Dwayne's 2 favorite teams are the Atlanta Braves and New York Yankees, and so he's doing that great 1978 project as well, where he's playing the Yankee games and the Braves games using the Appa Master cards and dice, and then all the other games he's allowing the Digital Diamond engine, and it does. It's a great job, and that talk about insane customizability. Digital Diamond is sick. What you can do in that game. There's just editors upon editors upon editors, and again, I wish he would change the verbiage on his Steam page. You can create any season you want. It's not like you're just limited to the seasons that are there. But I ran into one, Dwayne, and I've got to ask. I know that Mark right now is really busy working on the next version, but I found a bug. There's a roster. It's a franchise. Great. It won't populate. It doesn't work. It's the first time I've ever seen, and it was the season that I downloaded from the Digital Diamond website, and it doesn't work. It's the first time I've ever seen that not working. So, but that is no big deal. So Dwayne telling us that in version 13 he's been using Status Pro as the background engine for the Sims games. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. All right, because I thought you were using Diamond Mine for that, so for version 13. Got you, man. So, and even as it's implemented now, you can play Status Pro Baseball in it, and you can print out Status Pro cards. But Paul Fay's new, the addition of just clicking on that Status Pro card and getting that play result without any syntax, it's got me super, super damn excited, but I still got to wait 2 months for it. Just email and go to Delphi. I'll take care of it. I will, because you know me, man. I do like to play, although I'm playing a lot more season replays now. I mean, with Action PC, this is going to be one I'm going to do on here for 1975. Yeah, I'd like to find out why that doesn't work, because every once in a while it's fun to just put the all-time great Cubs against the all-time great Pirates or something like that. All right, Captain Carl is nothing for 2. All right, and this is a result of 7 in play. And fly ball to left field. Don Baylor tracks it down, and that is out number 2. All right, Jim Rice is drawing a walk in this game. He is nothing for 1. And this one is an in-play result on the pitcher's card. And this is going to be a single for Jim Rice. So Jim Rice is aboard. All right, the AI, he's not going to steal with Jim Rice. He's not going to steal with Jim Rice. Not that Jim Rice can't steal a base, but in this situation, it's looking at the context here. And he's saying, trailing by 5, the steal isn't going to help. Yeah, definitely not with 2 down. All right. And pitcher roll. This one is going to be in play. Although if this was dead ball baseball, you'd be stealing. So I wonder how the game's going to handle the logic when you go back into that era where you would, when you're down this much, that you would attempt something risky like a run and hit or stolen base. I'm not really sure how that will work. Maybe that's why there are no dead ball seasons for this, because it is different. Anyhow, fly ball by Bernie Carbo out to center field. Paul Blair makes the grab, and the Boston Red Sox retired. They leave 1, and we go to the top of inning number 7, and it's 5-0 Orioles. Bobby Grich, Tommy Davis, Mark Belanger due up. Grich, nothing for 2, has an RBI. He has whiffed and walked. Murray stays on in relief, and this one is going to be a result of patience. And Bobby Grich draws the walk. All right, so Grich aboard and brings up Tommy Davis. 2 for 3 for Tommy Davis today with an RBI double. Pitcher roll result. This one patient. So grounder to first. And now we're going to look on the, see what's going to be happening here on that ground out. We've got a double play check coming up. And double play, rolls a 5, DP6, and there we go. They turn it, a 3-4-3 double play. All right, 2 down, bases empty. Belanger in the box, and here is the pitch. This one is patient, and Belanger draws the walk. So Moray gives what library is it? Try it happen. Right after this game, Dwayne, I'll show you. Definitely will show you that. Because it didn't work. It gave me some weird error, and it didn't work. And I was very upset. Because I love playing all-time great teams. I have it on my desktop even, too. But I'll show you. All right, here's Brooks now batting. He has a walk in this game, only time he's been on the base paths. This one's going to be tough. And this is going to be grounded to short 4, out number 3. So there go the Orioles. Burleson making the grab. And it is 7th inning stretch time here in Fenway Park. All right, we got a pinch hitter now. So Cecil Cooper is going to pinch hit for Dwight Evans. This is a critical situation requiring double substitution. Everybody loves those, don't they? All right, here's Cecil Cooper. And here is the pitch to Cooper. And this is going to be a ballpark lookup. And again, look how crisp this looks. It's so good. So nice. So nice. Wheelhouse. We got a wheelhouse result. As we see that this was a 31. So again, the dice are going to be reset for the next roll. We see this is a 31. And let's go ahead and let's roll on the batter for a wheelhouse. And Cecil Cooper puts the Boston Red Sox on board, comes in to pinch hit and says, I can do this. Touch them all. Cecil Cooper. And this one like way out of here. And Boston gets on the board here. It is 5-1 Boston. So I know that some of you aren't going to see this here. When you're not using real ballpark photos and they are daytime, that's going to be a little hard to see. It'd be nice if they make that a little bit more neon looking or something, since you're going to have ballparks. This is a nighttime pick. You would see that really easily, or using one of their sort of ballpark diagrams. So can't knock the game for that. I like the fact that these are transparent. All right, Petrocelli is nothing for 2, batting in the 7th slot. And this one is Patience. And fly ball to right. Ken Singleton has it for out number 1. 1 in for Boston here in the bottom of the 7th. Doug Griffin, nothing for 2. This one, an in-play result. And fly ball to right. Singleton earning his paycheck out there. 2 up, 2 down here for the Boston Red Sox. Brings up Bob Montgomery, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And we got a ballpark look up on this one. And this is Wheelhouse. And base hit for Bob Montgomery. So Bob Montgomery aboard, finding his way onto the sack. And here's Rick Burleson, Rooster 1 for 3. Red Sox looking to put up a crooked number here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And we got a defense check now this time. And we got to do a ballpark check on it. And this is an out. What is the final result? And it's going to be a grounder to second. So really, that's as far in as you have to go with checks, which I think is fine. All right. And we've played 7 here in Boston. Baltimore 5 and Boston 1. So we have Juan Beniquez, who will replace Cecil Cooper in right, and the defensive replacement queued after the pinch hit. Okay, so I do like to see that. Good stuff. And let's go. Dave Duncan, nothing for 3. Duncan, Baylor, Blair due up here in the top of the 8th inning for the Baltimore Orioles. And this one is going to be flipping for the defense. And this is going to be a range. This is going to be a ballpark check. I'm sorry. All right. And the final result is we flip the fast action card. Base hit for Dave Duncan. So those Baltimore Orioles now with 12 hits in the game. So if you're using an old version of Digital Diamond, the library is made with the new version. It will not work with an old version. So, I'm using the latest version of Digital Diamond Baseball, and this was this franchise greats, Dwayne, that's been up for quite a few years actually. Because there's another one that I loaded in that I told you about a couple seasons ago, that Bring Your Best, loaded in just fine, and 4,000 damn players ready to be drafted. But this all-time great franchise league is not working. And I'll show you. Man, I just want the computer manager to play the computer manager and pause after each play. That's the only thing about about Digital Diamond Baseball that it's lacking as far as just game mechanics. Sometimes I just want to just sit back and do it that way. I don't want to think. All right, tough battle roll. And here we go. So there was a hit and run on. So we've got to fly to center, but we're going to see what happens on this. So doubles in D10, runner out, returning to first. What happens? Okay, and run rating. And out of there. So Dave Duncan is erased. Fred Lynn makes the grab. All right, here's Paul Blair, batting with 2 down. Blair, nothing for 4, including a strikeout. This one tough. And go rounder to third. Petrocelli to Yastrzemski to retire the side. Bottom of the 8th. And Boston is going to send up Fred Lynn, Carl Yastrzemski, and Jim Rice. All right, Doyle Alexander pitching a whale of a ball game right now, just giving up 1 run. And this one a tough result. And grounder to second. Doyle Alexander just absolutely in a groove right now. Bobby Grich makes the grab. On to Lee May. Here's Yaz. He is nothing for 3. Tough. Man, oh man. Fly ball to right. And Ken Singleton taps the glove and brings it down for out number 2. Jim Rice. Come on, Jim. 1 for 2. One of my favorite Boston Red Sox, Jim Rice. This one an in-play result. And he's just going to ground to short. You broke my heart, Jim. Belanger to May for the third out of the inning. We go to the top of the ninth, and Dick Drago will come in to replace Roger Moret. All right, Dick Drago will face Ken Singleton, Lee May, and Bobby Grich. And here's the payoff pitch to Bobby, or not to Bobby Grich, he was on deck. I was trying to make a rhyme there again, and I didn't. Tough. Fly ball, center field. Fred Lynn grabs it. Calls his agent and says, see what I did? All right. Lee May, 3 for 4. And again, I'd love to see, right, Dwayne, you're right. I'd love to see what Lee May did in this 3 for 4. Do you know he has a double? All right, this one is an in-play result. Fly ball, center field. Fred Lynn makes the grab. Juan Beniquez kind of just out there tying his laces, doing whatever. Nothing seems to be going to right field right now. And here's Bobby Grich and the payoff pitch to Bobby Grich. He's got the itch. Ain't it a bitch? And this one a patient roll. And Bobby Grich draws the walk. See that? See? That's what happens when you start doing white boy rap in there like I just did, which was really bad. I'm not 50 Cent, so... All right, this one an in-play result. And we got a base runner advancement situation. And there we go. Boom. Bobby Grich is going to make third on the play. Be right back, gentlemen. All right, lads, I'm back. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. All right, let's do this. Jim Northrup. Jim Northrup. I forgot that he was with... I mean, I think of Jim Northrup, and he's a Detroit Tiger. I forgot that he played for the Orioles. All right, there you go. All right, this is going to be patient. And Jim Northrup comes in and draws the walk. Bases loaded. And I see Tom Chopay in here as a... Looks like he's a pinch runner. All right. And here's Brooks Robinson batting with the bases loaded. Does he put this game out of reach? I think it is anyhow. Drago ready to rock. Patient. And batter result is a grounder back to the pitcher. Drago has it and gets out of a mess. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and we got... So Doug DeCinces will replace Northrup at short. And we will have a pitching change as Jesse Jefferson replaces Doyle Alexander, who's approaching his stamina limit. So if I was managing this game, I would have let Alexander pitch to Bernie Carbo. But good logic. It's good. It's following the game's internal logic as it should, right? Okay. And here we go. This one tough. Batter roll. Strikeout. Bernie Carbo is struck out for the second time in this game. All right. Here's Juan Beniquez making his first plate appearance of the day for Beniquez. This one tough. Keep rolling. I don't know what I hit there, but I hit that. There we go. Or I didn't hit that. Popped up to second, and Chopay will say, it's mine. And indeed it is. Boston down to its last batters. Rico Petrocelli was nothing for 3. Jesse Jefferson to deal. And this one patient. And he draws the walk. So this one ain't over yet. There's Christopher Slovic. Christopher, did you buy this game yet? Are you going to buy this game? Just curious. Doug Griffin, nothing for 3. And this is going to be a tough. And the result is liner to second, and Chopay has it, and that's your ball game. Ta-da! And there we go. How about it? Baltimore, 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Boston, 1 run, 5 hits, no error. Doyle Alexander gets the win. Rick Wise takes the loss. We can look at the box score, but there's no point in it. Just going to end the game, and that was it. Okay, so Dwayne, I got to show you that. I got to show you that. We've got to exit this. Yes. And yeah, there it is. Is it the Great Teams League? I don't know. Let me fire up Steam and show you. I don't know why my taskbar disappears like this. It drives me crazy. I've got to do it on this monitor. There we go. Let's go to library. Let's go to Digital Diamond. And I've got to update it, of course. And play it. Don't be scared, guys. I'm not going to do another game. Don't be scared. So Chris is probably will. Love taking the box scores and turning them in using Google Gemini to create newspaper articles and magazine features. It seems perfect for doing that, and it just plays beautifully. All right, so for those of you who don't know, I guess I can show you how this is done. Anyhow, so on DigitalDiamondBaseball.com. Custom created player leagues. Yours truly has a couple in here, by the way, 2 of them. So which one was it? What was it? The original franchise All Stars? It might be this one that I tried. But just give me a moment, please, if and y'all don't mind. Not this one, not this one. Bring Your Best is awesome if you guys want to do a draft league. This is incredible. It is incredible. Boy, this never got finished yet, but Derek Bain's player library is here from 1901, 1910. Or is it? Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. All right, so I think I'm just going to toss it on my desktop. Yeah, it is this one, but that's okay. We'll just do it again, I guess. Doesn't matter. No, it's there. It's there. Okay, so let's go ahead and minimize this and bring you guys back over here. Crash, how you doing? Crash, I showed them just the prototype of Stat Pro Baseball. I also put up the new Status Pro Baseball demo and showed them how to just kind of update that, like move the internal faces, logos, ballparks out of there, uninstall the game, and then install the new one, and then put, you know, I did it. So, so the college baseball library, yes, there is. There is. All right. So, let me go ahead and restore a backup. Click to select a file. And I do hope, I'm pretty sure it's this one. And open. And okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Maybe it didn't do it this time. Maybe I just ran into a weird little glitch. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I did. Oh, no, there you go. There it is. There it is, Dwayne. For input string, blah, blah, blah. So, this one, for some bizarre reason, does not work. They're in there, and I know you can play just an exhibition game without doing anything else. But there you go, man. Bit of a drag. Bit of a drag, man. Let's go back and let's look at. So you can see, you know, really nothing. Just there. Where's that player editor here? There. See, I'm getting all these for input string 2012 OFAS. Doesn't matter who I pick, I get that same error. This is the only thing that I've run into that doesn't work, which is too bad. I really would have loved to have played this, and I can't be arsed to recreate it for obvious reasons. But everything else works in this. So open a different library. Let me show you this Bring Your Best. Again, this is great for a draft league, as you're about to see. And just to show you that everything works, I'm going to click on, I don't know, Gene Alley there. See, I'm not getting that input string. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Crash. You're very, very welcome. People are loving the demo. See, look, everything's working in this one. Working really, really nicely. But unfortunately, that one from, I guess it's Bruce McLeod, is not working. Okay. This big thing is already put into, I forget how many damn teams are on here. So, yeah, pitch activity requires a team. None of these, they're not actually on teams yet, but this is really meant to be a draft league. But everything, oops, oh, that's nice. Anyhow, that's the only, was that one from Bruce McLeod that worked, that is just not working. So, this Great Teams League here, this does work. I haven't set everything up yet in it, but again, there's Rick Aguilera's, Pete Alexander, Allison, bah. May want to put it in your C drive, like in the backup folder, and see if it works installing from there. I can try that. All the other ones I did from desktop, but maybe that one is a little bit squidgy. So just somewhere in my, like, the backup folder. All right, let's try that. And the game's already up, so I should be able to do that. So let me snag it from ye old desktop. Then I got to start cleaning these back up again. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. So on the other screen. Sorry. I've just been doing a lot of work with different baseball games, and so I've got to clean this up today again, so we get back to nice, clean, and no caffeine. All right, let's take this, and let's go ahead and let's just cut it. And if this works, Dwayne, that would be super, super cool. All right, and let's go find it. Okay, so C. I think I have it on my C drive. Steam. Isn't this exciting when you watch somebody going through the damn library? All right, Digital Diamond version 13. Files, backups. So I don't have anything here in backups, but I will put it in the backup folder, just like you said for me to do. Okay, so let's paste it in there. Make sure it's in there. Okay, let's see if this will work now. Okay, because that'd be super cool if it did. Okay, let us open a different library, restore a backup. Oh, actually, wait, before I do that, because I don't want to get confused. Let's delete this. Gone. Restore a backup. Select. And now I got to go through all this again. Nah. Which is fine. It's fine, baby. What else are you gonna do? Dwayne, you got anything coming up today in your channel? Everybody wants to know. All right, let's see if this thing works now. I'll be able to tell when I'm not here. Oh, no, that's not looking good, man. That is not looking good. Yep. Nope, still doesn't work, so there must be just something wrong. I remember playing this one years ago, but it doesn't work. So that's okay. So one season out of, like, everything, if it doesn't work, big deal. It just would have been fun to play. But you can make it in this game pretty easy to do. Okay, says if you do, it will be the 1978 Yankees replay. Cool. All right, Chris, let's have a look at what's on Digital Diamond Baseball before we sign out. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me This was a lot of fun today. Hopefully we're gonna have JT Dutch on tonight for a bit of a chin wag, and we'll play some sort of baseball game. I don't know what. I know, right? The shock. All right. So let's see. These are things that players have created. This is not the only way to get seasons. Obviously, these are things that right. So you got Mexican League Baseball if you want. There's the All American Girls Professional Baseball League. So if you're watching Field of Dreams or League of Their Own, there you go. Got some Japanese baseball in here. Minor League if that's your thing. Here are the creative compilations. So there's some good stuff in here. There's 1980s franchise players, the two that I've done. Then here's baseball's best teams, 1960 to 1980. I think this would be really popular. George Curcio has done some, actually in Italian it's Curcio, has done some great libraries for this game. I highly recommend his stuff. Jeffrey Kick also. So he's the guy that did the Big Bring Your Best. He also has 1960s franchise decade teams, top teams of the 30s, 65 to 73 franchise library. I would hazard to guess that this would be really popular. So as Chris was looking here, the 2017 NCAA library and an alternate. There's an all-time great college teams library. Original franchise All-Stars library. This is again the one that unfortunately doesn't work for me. Career All-Star libraries. This is another one of those big drafting libraries. You can make up to 36 teams for this. I haven't tried it yet. And then the World Baseball Association. This is 24 teams ranging in 2 leagues, 2 divisions per league. 6 teams per division, contains a large free agent pool for use as replacement players as desired by the user. Max suggests the following. Play 3 years. There's a lot. Anyhow, so between all of those things and the install a library, which is really cool, just go over here and you can see here these compilations. So these are actual like digital diamond seasons. So pretty cool and nice to see extending back into dead ball and doing just bringing in seasons, and this is so super easy to set up. So that's it. We are done. So wow, thank you everybody. This was really cool to hang out with y'all today. So keep a weather eye out there for Dwayne Martz and also Sports Time Machine, as they're doing some really cool projects. Crash Davis, man, thank you for coming in. And Stat Pro Baseball, I know right now it's just very much prototype, but I think it's going to be something pretty cool there down the line. I let everybody know it's not something that's available, and it got a little bit crashy, but that's what happens with a prototype. But I messed with it the other day, and it's, boy, does it got some crazy potential. So everybody else, thank you for coming in, and thank you for your feedback and what you're thinking about Payoff Pitch early in the game, as it will. All right, everybody, until the next time we meet, see you around the ballpark, family. Love to all, play lots of baseball, and have fun. All right, catch you later.